and welcome to Crafty Meraki's channel here on YouTube. My name is Sara, and I'm going to be working with some Effortless Artistry paper products, as well as this watercolor whimsy paper pad. I am using the Peony Parade collection, which includes a paper pad, this die set, and also the stamp set. And we're going to be creating a scrapbook page today. I'm going to be sharing two different ways that you can use one of our Effortless Artistry paper pads. The first way is just by choosing a pad, a sheet of paper from the pad. Choose a color that you think will go with your photos, or a color that you think will complement the other products you plan on using on your scrapbook page. The die fits perfectly right over the entire sheet of paper, and then once you kind of adhere the die down with some post-it tape to your sheet of paper, just run it right through your die cut machine. Lots of gorgeous die cuts. If you want to kind of spice up your die cuts a little bit, add a little extra something to them, you can also utilize the stamp set in a unique way. So this stamp set is one big stamp, and it fits perfectly over the Effortless Artistry paper pad paper. You could stamp these in black or any color you like, and then die cut and get all of those beautiful flowers. We are going to do something super fun today. So I have a piece of the Effortless Artistry paper. I lined the stamp set up right over the flowers on the paper pad, and I am stamping the stamp set right over the pattern paper with my favorite embossing ink. Whatever your favorite embossing ink is, that's what you want to use here. I'm giving this a good press down. You could even stamp it more than once to make sure you have a lovely impression right over the printed paper. Then I'm going to go ahead and cover the paper with some gold embossing powder, whatever your favorite gold embossing powder is. Made a little bit of a mess, but crafting's never, perfectly clean. And it is going to put that embossing powder right over just the outline of all of the flowers and leaves. Then I'm going to go ahead and hit that whole sheet of paper with my heat tool until all of the embossing powder is smooth and melted. And then run the sheet of paper through my die cut machine and make some more die cuts. These die cuts have beautiful gold outlines, and they look so pretty. You could do this with any color embossing powder you would like. You can also stamp the flowers with embossing ink without just on white cardstock or on colored cardstock. Hit it with the heat embossing tool and then die cut them. I am just going to go through and make loads and loads of floral die cuts for my scrapbook page today. I think at the end, I did three different sheets of paper. So I had lots of die cuts and leaves. And you can see here some of the different colors. I'm going to use this light pink because I feel like it goes the best with the whimsical watercolor paper pad, but there are lots of different colorways. So you can really mix and match and use this paper pad for lots of projects. In addition to cutting all of the peonies, and I believe that I used 3 sheets of the paper. That's how many peonies that I ended up cutting, and I did have extras. So definitely you can see what I did with those extra pieces over on my YouTube channel. I created a card with them. So I will link my channel in the description box so you can watch me do the scrapbook page, and then you can see the card I created over on my channel. I'm going to be scrapbooking this photo of my son and my nephew. We were at a graduation party and the two boys discovered a tree. They are not very social. They like to just kind of do their own thing, and they sort of just spent the entire graduation party up in the tree. Sorry, I have this one photo of them that I think is really cute, and I decided I would scrapbook that one for you today. I matted my photos with 2 of the powder and papers, making one of the mats a little bit wider. Then I'm going to grab this little tab or label die from my stash. I want just a little tab that I can tuck into my photo, and then I can stamp the date the photo was taken onto my layout. So my idea for my layout is I want to create a garden of flowers across the bottom of my page. I'm starting with the largest floral images from those sheets of paper, and then I'm going to fill in with some of the smaller ones. I'm going to move these flowers all around. I have one set of die cuts that have the black outline. That's exactly the way that the paper comes in the pad. Then I have a set of die cuts that I embossed with gold embossing powder. And then I also have a set of die cuts that I embossed with an embossing powder. The color is called Bubbly. It's like a creamy, almost like a vanilla pearlescent color. I think those are my favorite flowers. I think those were my favorites. I really love how they turned out. But what that does is it gives me some difference in my flowers. So my flowers don't all look the same. They look similar, but not exactly the same, which means I can kind of tuck them in and around each other, and they kind of complement each other, contrast each other, that type of thing. So we've got some lights and some darks and some midtones, and it's going to look really pretty when it's all finished. So I'm just going to place all of the flowers and leaves across the bottom of the page until I'm happy with the placement. Now, I haven't glued anything down, so I don't want to mess up my flower arrangement. I love how this looks. So in order to kind of keep the flowers in the right spot, once I'm really happy with how everything looks, I am going to grab some Glad Press and Seal, and I'm going to kind of push the Glad Press and Seal on top of all those flowers, and then I can remove my background paper, and the Glad Press and Seal will hold on to the flowers. Yes! And now I can go ahead and glue the back of all of the flowers with some Nouveau Deluxe adhesive. I will not glue every single flower perfectly because of course they're layered on top of each other, right? But it will glue them enough that I can, and the Glad Press and Seal will hold on to the flowers, so I can pick that whole section up, move it around a little bit, get them all into place. I'm going to push them down and then let them sit just a minute or two just to make sure that the glue is adhered to the paper. And then I'm going to very, very carefully go ahead and pull up the Glad Press and Seal. Now, if you do this and one flower or 2 flowers come up because they're not glued enough, easy to put back in place. But we don't have to remember how they all were, right? We are okay. And then you'll see that as I continue to create this layout, if I notice that a flower isn't stuck down enough, it doesn't seem to be adhered strong enough, I can just pop a little dot of glue underneath and all the flowers will stay exactly where I wanted them. I'm gonna grab a couple of flowers and pop them up using some foam adhesive from my stash, and that's just gonna give our little flower garden across the bottom of our page some extra dimension and interest. Next, I am going to go ahead and get my photo into place. I'm putting it a little bit down towards the bottom more so than up to the top because I want to put my title above my photo. So I want to make sure I have enough space, enough headroom up at the top of my toe by toe page to add my title. For my title, I have already die cut the title that I want to use. I am not the best person at coming up with fabulous, amazing titles. So my title is going to be very simply Boys and Trees. That just seemed like, that was the one that was sticking in my head. I've created my own thickers, which means I chose a metal die alphabet set that I really liked. I cut it twice out of white cardstock, once out of one of the papers from the pattern paper pad, and then glued them all together so I have nice dimensional letters for my scrapbook page. And as I am putting the letters down, I'm also going to be tucking in some more of the flowers to kind of weave in and out and around my title. Once I have my title and those pretty flowers in place, I'm going to see where I might need some accent pieces. So I'm looking at the composition and I'm trying to decide if things look balanced. Is there enough contrast? Is there something that is needed? Do we need what kind of little details can we add to our page to make it pop a bit more? And I decided I want a little bit of black splatters and also some gold splatters. We have our flowers, which some of them have the black outline and are darker, and then some of them have the gold embossing powdered outline, and I just want to reinforce those two colors. I feel like there isn't enough of those colors maybe in the entire composition of my layout. So I'm just going to create a diagonal splatter using some black and gold. This is called Aqua Splash, but it's just like splatter. And I'm going to liberally splatter both the black and the gold. The other color I decided that I really want to accent a little bit more is the green. So my photo has that gorgeous spring green in it. And then I have the spring green from the leaves of the flowers. And I'm so sorry, my neighbor decided to mow his lawn. If you can hear that, I apologize. But we're almost finished. And so I got these cute gems from Crafty Meraki that I love. She has the best gem mixes. And I am going to gem and add lots of little sparkly details to finish this layout off. And here is our finished layout. So gorgeous. I hope you enjoyed my video today. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. I would love for you to comment and let me know what you think of my layout today. I will link all of the Crafty Meraki products I used in my project in the description box below. If you have not tried these Effortless Artistry paper pads, coordinating die sets, and stamps, I recommend them. They're so beautiful, so easy to use. I love the finished product on my layout today. I'll talk to you all again soon. Bye.